Welcome to Uffsides. It's our divisional round preview. Oh, the divisional round is my favorite weekend of the entire year, at least NFL-wise. Great matchups this week. Every single game is a rematch of a 2016 regular season game. I'm Matt Uffer, joined by Alex Rubenstein, Will Buchma. How's it going, guys?
Good. I'm just excited all our teams are in it. We get to talk about each of our individual favorite teams.
It being the playoffs / coaching search. Our first game, I'm sorry the Seahawks are in the playoffs. Seattle at Atlanta. Rematch of a Week 6 game. Seahawks won that one 26-24. I don't think there's a ton to take away from the Week 6 game. Seattle was missing Thomas Rawls, Frank Clark, 10 sacks on the season, and Cam Chancellor, and they lost Michael Bennett halfway through the game.
And they had Earl Thomas.
The key thing to know about the Seahawks and Earl Thomas is they need him. With Earl Thomas in the lineup, the Seahawks had the 5th best defense against the pass by DVOA. Without him, they were 30th. And hey, Paul Richardson has arrived. 3 years after drafting him in the 2nd round, back from his 2nd ACL tear, showed electric one-handed catches in the wild card round. Don't ask me about any face mask penalties that weren't called. That was just part of his catching process.
He was going around the long way to get to his other hand.
Doug Baldwin one-upped him with the butt catch.
It was a art performance of like, oh yeah, Paul Richardson, you're gonna do that? All right, well, I'm gonna catch this ball with my asshole. I heard they immediately had to burn that football because it had been tainted.
From the butt catch. Taint. Perineum.
Oh, is that really what it's called?
I think the medical term is gooch.
I like that Dan Quinn's already had to address the fact that like they're not going to play future just to get in Russell Wilson's head.
I mean, like, why not?
Well, here's the thing. He didn't say they wouldn't let him sing the National Anthem.
I think the key for this is going to be Seattle's run game. If they can avoid going down early, if they can enter halftime with it being a 1-score game, they've got a real chance. The line is the Falcons by 4.5, opened at 3.5. People like the Falcons this game. I'm not optimistic. The Seahawks had the fewest road touchdowns in the NFL this year, tied for the Texans with only 10 in 8 games. I'm going to take the Falcons to win, but I think the Seahawks will cover. I think it'll be close.
Falcons had the 8th most points of all time this year. I think that's enough, Falcons.
I didn't hear what you said, but I did hear tied with the Texans, so I figure it wasn't good going Falcons in this battle of the birds.
Scree! The late game Saturday night is Houston at New England. We're going to do our best to make this sound like it's going to be competitive. The number 1 scoring defense, the Patriots, versus the number 1 total defense in the NFL, yards allowed. That's about all I got in terms of competitiveness.
Well, we're in the middle of an Osweiler renaissance.
It's amazing that Brock Osweiler, he went 14 of 25 for 168 yards-ish and 1 touchdown and no picks, and people are like, hey, Osweiler was pretty good.
That's a 158.3 in Houston numbers.
So the average quarterback averages like 7.2 or so yards per attempt. Brock Osweiler is only top 7 in 1 game this year.
Wow, he's bad.
Yeah.
Houston, in their trips to New England, have averaged a 25-point loss. Yeah, let's try to find some reasons that the Texans could make this a game. Texans are 15-point underdogs. Line opened at 16.
Real quick, should we break this game down as in like how the Texans can cover?
All their hopes, I think, lie on Clowney just wrecking New England's offensive line and blowing everything up.
It's going to have to be Clowney and Whitney Merciless are going to have to collide and smash Tom Brady into 1,000 pieces, and then one of them has to get the ball and then score with it. The defense has to score a touchdown. New scandal. Last week, it was the Giants wide receivers partying on a boat outside of Miami. This week, Bill Belichick passed out on a ferry during the bye week.
Out the example he sets.
Just cranked out too many Narragansetts. Totally irresponsible.
See, at least the Giants players were awake, so they could have been studying film. Belichick just flat out sleeping.
Computer is open. People say to watch film. Nope, I bet he was watching porn in public. Tom Brady is now shilling pajamas to us. Smart pajamas. These aren't just any pajamas that protect you from infrared bullshit. It's $100 for Jam Jams. And like the company is marketing Tom Brady as a sleep expert. He has like 6 tips for how to sleep. Stay cool. The ideal sleep temperature is 65 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wait, holy shit, that makes so much sense. I sleep in a hot shower, and I sleep terribly.
It's like Tom Brady's acting like he invented sleeping in a cool, dark place. You, Tom Brady. The line on this game is 15. I'm going to take Patriots all day. What would the line have to be for you to take the Texans? I'm going to say 20.
21 and a half.
The early Sunday game is Steelers at Chiefs. On paper, at least, this looks like it's going to be the closest game of the weekend. Of course, these two teams did face off back in week 4, and Pittsburgh stomped them. Steelers led 36-0 in the third quarter back in week 4. What the hell happened in that game?
Chiefs had a couple early turnovers, and it just snowballed from there. They can't come from behind.
As we know, that is very unlike the Chiefs. They always force a lot of turnovers. They get plus plays from their defense and special teams, and they hold on to the ball. That's the best thing that Alex Smith does, is not throw interceptions.
And they hadn't integrated Tyreek Hill much at that point. He had 28 targets the first half of the season, 55 the second half.
Kansas City is expecting Justin Houston to return to the lineup. That is huge. With Houston in the lineup, the Chiefs' quarterback pressure rate is second best in the league. Without him, it's 28th, so he obviously brings a lot to the pass rush. I gotta say, guys, I'm on the Chiefs bandwagon, and the moment it happened was when Dontari Poe threw a touchdown against the Broncos. Because they didn't need that touchdown. It was strictly an FU score from Andy Reid, and it's the first time I have seen Andy Reid actually just really stick it, be a dick. And I've seen these Chiefs now as a team with a killer instinct, and I've never had it before. This Chiefs team is a lot of fun and likable.
Yeah, until you get to Travis Kelce.
Oh, God. We tried to watch some of his reality show yesterday, and God, it's like they took The Bachelor and made it worse.
Dang, there's
That's
like
nice,
a bone
right?
cracked in there. Don't hurt anybody.
Only you, but in a good way.
She gonna hurt me with them things.
I feel like every interview that Justin Bieber has given, that the world is like, oh, come on, Justin Bieber, you're the worst. Travis Kelce watched and was like,
That's
yes,
who I want to be.
this is me now.
The KC rush defense is its weakness. They obviously are great against the pass with their great pass rush, their incredible secondary. And the Steelers, oh, no big deal, just have Le'Veon Bell on a historic streak. His lowest rush total from the last 7 games he's played in is 93 yards. That's the only time he's been under 100 yards rushing. And
In the 13 games he's played this year, including playoffs, he's failed to top 130 yards from scrimmage just twice.
You say things so weird. There have only been 2 times he hasn't hit 130. Is that?
That's what I meant, that too.
he's like an AI bot. Everything he says is technically correct, but it's not how humans speak.
He's an AI bot responding to another AI bot that you've set up across the table from him.
I am human. The line on this game is Chiefs by 1. As a longtime Chiefs supporter, I'm going to back my team here.
Alex Smith in the playoffs, 11 touchdowns, just 1 pick. I think he'll take care of the ball. Chiefs win.
And the final game of the weekend, the headliner, Green Bay versus Dallas. Cowboys dominated in Lambeau earlier this season, but it was when Aaron Rodgers and the Packers were bad. The Packers are no longer that same team. Aaron Rodgers, the fact that he had not 1 but 2 plays, 1 Hail Mary, and then his first touchdown pass where he evaded the entire Giants defensive line and bought himself like 9 seconds of time behind the line of scrimmage before throwing to a wide receiver who was basically covered and still got a touchdown.
It was his 5th career playoff game with 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, which ties the record too.
Jesus. I won't call it a Pyrrhic victory, but the Packers seem to have lost Jordy Nelson. Ian Rappaport reported that he has at least 2 broken ribs.
Yeah.
The doctor saw the x-rays and were like, 1, 2, there's at least 2 broken ribs in there. Maybe several more. We can't tell.
It's bad in there. I don't want to count higher than 2.
Yeah.
This is just rough. I don't know how his body works. I got like 40 damn ribs. Pop 2 of those out, I can keep going.
You know what he could do if he lost 2 ribs? Tony Romo got his first snaps of the season in week 17. Only 1 drive, but that drive was a touchdown and got a great 3rd down conversion.
He looked real good when especially Mark Sanchez came in.
All right, Will, let me ask you this. Let's say the Packers have a great first half, go into halftime leading 21-3. Do you want to see Tony Romo as the quarterback starting the 3rd quarter?
You know I'm a Sanchez man.
Yes. A dirty Sanchez, man. Cowboys are considered 4.5-point favorites here. I'm gonna throw it to you first. Who do you think?
I'll take the Packers with those points.
I don't think that Nelson's gonna play with at least 2 broken ribs. We didn't even talk about Zeke Elliott. I'm so sorry. He's got more crop tops than like the Baywatch movie. Do you think he like shaves a little bit here? Is it hairy? I've never really inspected up close. You should know.
It doesn't taste as hairy as it looks.
That's our preview for the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. Thank you for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments. Unless you have hurtful things to say, then just keep it to yourself. Let that poison you. Let that poison your insides, you sick people. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like our channel. See you next week.